Welcome to the RPG Creation Kit. We're going to be going over the Getting Started category. The number one thing that is most requested in this entire section is actually how to import the RCK. And by RCK we mean the RPG Creation Kit. I'm going to be going over that. And the very first thing we need to do is import an empty project. So we're going to go to New Project. And you're going to be selecting either the 3D built-in or the Universal 3D or the HDRP, High Definition 3D Core. This is what we call HDRP. This is what we call URP, and this is what we call standard. Or I've also heard it called the BRP. I personally use URP, so that's what we're going to be going over. The process should be exactly the same except for maybe one or two small parts, but they'll be pretty obvious. I will go over them all. We're going to name our project. I'm going to be calling this Getting Started Demo. And I'm just going to put it inside of my HDD drive, so everything's going to be a lot slower for me than it will be for you all. I can check all this stuff because I use my own cloud, my own version control. So you've selected your render pipeline that you want to use. For me, that is the URP. I have it selected as built-in. Let me change that. There we are. And this has to be 3D. You cannot use the RCK with a 2D. It is a 3D game template. So we're going to click on Create Project, and it'll start loading. I'll fast forward through these waiting times. Okay, so it is done loading, and this is basically what you see at the very start. I have an error, but that's on my own editor. Hopefully it won't have any errors. That'll go away on mine. You can delete out the README and the tutorial info folder. You can delete those both out. Let it recompile. Okay, now it's done compiling. The next thing we need to do is go ahead and work on importing the RCK, the RPG Creation Kit. And I will say that this step is vital. You have to have an empty project. That doesn't mean that you can use a already template or anything else. It has to be empty. You'll have a scenes folder, settings, and your pipeline. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Hopefully, that's all you can have in here in order for it to work right. So now we're going to go to the package manager. Go to My Assets, and to find it easier, I'm going to RPG, and there it is, RPG Creation Kit. Make sure that you're using the latest version. Mine says 1.9, but that might not be the latest right now. So always make sure you update before importing. Whenever we import, it's going to go through a little bit of a confusing process, but I'm going to walk you through it. Okay, so the first one that pops up for me is a warning saying that there's going to be things that are overwritten in my current project settings. I go ahead and import. If you hit cancel, then you cannot import the project. If you hit switch project, you'll be running this again, so your import is your only option here. And then we have the Unity package has package manager dependencies. We're going to click on install/upgrade. Okay, the next project is that this project is using the new input system, and apparently the default one is using the old one. So it wants to restart it. Now, this will make us have to try to re-import again, but at least this part will be done and over with. So we're going to click on yes. And here we are. It forced my editor to restart. And whenever it came back open, my project manager was already open. So now we're going to have to search the RPG creation kit one more time. There it is. And we're going to do the import again. It'll probably go over a few of those pop-ups again, but this time it'll go all the way through just fine. Hopefully. It is indeed like last time. It is wanting to overwrite my project settings, so we're going to let it do that. And yes, we want to install, upgrade any dependencies. And here we are. Now we can finally import the actual RPG creation kit. And everything should be selected. There's a whole lot there. This is the project settings things that it was saying that are going to be overwritten. That's fine, let it be. We're going to click on import. Now here's a new pop-up. This is basically saying that there is some API that was auto-detected that are using outdated bits of code, and it wants to know if you want to let the editor update all these small parts on its own. I actually just let it. This is your optional choice, but considering how much time and effort you're putting into this, this seems like a whole lot smarter of an idea if you just let the editor do its thing. So I select yes for these and other files that might be found later. Okay, now it's all imported. I'm going to exit out of the package manager. And we have the RPG Creation Kit folder. The next thing we need to do is go ahead and go down to the layouts and select layout. And this is the default way that Silvermat has it set up. There we go. You can select your world spaces, you have your RCK object window, your hierarchy. Everything you need should be all set up and ready to go. We're going to go on over to the world loader. And we're going to have the TMP essentials. Let's go ahead and import those. Okay, that's imported. And there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be different colors, I assume, unless it set me to standard, which is kind of what it looks like. But we're going to select world space. Let's go ahead and go down to the viral. That's the world. I'm not sure how to say that correctly. But if you hold down Control and double click, it imports the scene into what you're already working with. Yep, here we go. I'm going to click on structures and just hit F, so it'll take me to it. And yep, looks like it changed me on over to standard as far as my render pipeline. So if you're using standard, that's fine. You're basically done. But we're going to continue and go on over a little bit further. Let's see here. Project settings, graphics, URP. Ah, that's what I was expecting. You got URP balanced, you got high fidelity, and you got performant. I'm going to select on performant. There we go. And I just hit Control S to save it, by the way. Okay, so we just got done importing. It just got done importing most of anything that needs to be changed from into the new material. And I'm kind of wondering where my terrain went, to be honest. Yeah, it's there. We're not seeing it though. So what we need to do, go down to Window, Rendering, Render Pipeline Converter, and we're going to convert to built-in to URP. Render settings, material upgrade. So here, initialize converters. And anything on here that I just kind of select everything. I'm going to try that again. Okay, so it finished searching. And there's still a couple of them empty, but that's fine. So now that they've all been found, and yeah, that took about 10 minutes for me. So if it took a long time for you, then don't worry. That's must be normal. Convert assets. Finally finished. That was about a 45-minute thing, but still, that's a whole lot faster than doing it myself, taking forever. So everything that is built in should now be URP. That will definitely help as long as it actually worked. So I'm going to reload the world loader. There we go. And I'm going to just click on a random one. There we go. And that should be URP. And I think it's actually better if you go down to the world loader, which isn't showing up here. I guess that's something I normally do on my own. But you can just keep on holding down control and just keep on double clicking on these and it'll async load all of this stuff for you. Granted, some things will not actually load correctly. Not everything is convertible from built into URP, but most things are. These trees are one of them, along with his underwear and just underwear there. So there you have it. Everything's working as it should be, pretty much. Some things you'll obviously have to manually change all on your own. Let's see here, what else is next? Whenever you go to play, one of your cameras will not work right. We're going to go down to Game, and we've got to go to Menu. We're going to hit play. We're going to click on New Game. And we're just going to click on Continue. That way we can at least start into there. And we're going to go down to the main demo. Alert message. And hit close. Now you'll see blue. That's the whole camera problem that I was just mentioning. It's all here and it's all working. Let's go down to hierarchy and we're going to find the place we're at is always highlighted. We just got to find our RCK, which you can actually just do this. Hit F. Here I am. As you see, it should be working right, but of course we can't see what we're doing. The reason for it is one of the cameras. Okay, so that took me a minute, and I now can see in my first person and in my third person. The first person problem, I don't know if this is just a URP or built-in issue, or if the RCK might have had a hiccup in it. Either way, on your first person character, you need to change the render type to overlay. Go down to your culling mask, make sure you tick the first person, make sure that one's on. Then you'll go down to the first person camera right here, and then you need to go to your camera stack and add in this one that we just got through adjusting. I don't know why it says PP right there. I have no idea. So I just took it and I just dragged it inside of there like so, and it went over there. It may have hit the plus first. After that, everything worked just fine. As you can see, here we are. In first person, I got the hands. Then in third person, which I hit V, those first person hands are gone, and I'm back to just third view, just how it should be. Yeah, all looks good now. Over here on my side, you can kind of see the second set of arms and hands sticking in there. That's normal. That's how it's supposed to be. Whenever you toggle between cameras, it activates that layer of the first person camera, which is just the hands, and deactivates it as needed. See? Only one set of hands. Well, there you go. Now, I do believe that is everything as far as getting everything set up for your first installation, getting ready to use the RCK. The very first thing you do is make sure you do not punch somebody, because then everybody just turns against you. Now you are enemy of the state. Have fun. Yeah, that wasn't working out for me. So there you go. New lesson learned. Anyways, hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I'm going to be going over the next few things on the next couple of episodes. This one was just installing the RPG creation kit. This last little bit, quite a bit of a headache trying to figure out the camera issue. Somebody else talking about having an issue today, just a little bit ago, about the HDRP, and I assumed that they had the exact same issue that I did with URP. Maybe built-in is a little bit different, and that's not needed. I don't know. But either way, there it is, solved. If you have any questions, please let us know.